Welcome to Log Still Distillery. This is going to be our home for the next few nights. Actually, it's one of the little cabins down here, but we're stopping off here before the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. We'll go into story time a little bit later. We had a little bit of confusions for the parkings because we wanted to leave our car here before going to the festival, and seemed to be some miscommunications about that, but we'll see how that pans out. But Log Still Distillery is just down the road, but they make Monk's Road, amongst other things. So we've got a little bit of time before our taxi comes to Log Still to collect us for the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out the distillery shop here, do some stuff, maybe chat to them. Obviously they're going to be at Kentucky Bourbon Festival, so we'll actually get to see all them there, taste a bunch of their stuff, maybe taste some of the stuff here, and we'll let you know how the site is. This is in a really nice area. We're about 20 minutes out of Bardstown, and we were able to book this well after everything else in Kentucky or Bardstown had booked up. And I think that's because this is one of those little lesser known sites, but still quite close. So we'll let you know how we go and as we head into KBF. Oh, best places to work in Kentucky. How's it going?
Good morning.
Morning. The Remington Reserve. I've seen a bunch of this posted just recently. Yeah. American Dry Gin, Belfast Gin, Kentucky Straight Bourbon, 5th District Series 2, Rattle and Snap, America's 47. We've got some of the shirts and stuff. Bardstown Collective. And that, I mean, to be fair, that's a great looking bar. Oh, there's a upstairs as well with a few extra shirts and some merch. So I like this like simple logo shirts. Is there anything on the back? Log Still Distillery, Monk's Road 47. I quite like, you know, like this style, like the amp Log Still plain shirt. I mean, you can tell I like stuff like that because I just have a simple shirt myself. Oh, that's a nice jacket. Anderson. Even these shirts are quite, you know, quite nice. So there's just seating stuff up here. And then you have the amp. You can see out here, they have the music venues on down here. So this would be really nice, doing a new music kind of festival performance. It's a good site. And looking at this, you can see where, don't know if you can tell from the layout much, but they've got this like the bar shaped out like a barrel inside a rick house. I'm guessing, I mean, that's how I'm looking at it and interpreting it. That's how it feels. They haven't told us yet. Wally Dent. To us, it's all about the love of God, family, community, and bourbon. Yes, nice brother.
You guys, welcome to Log Still Distillery. My name is Katrina. I will be your tour guide today. Take as many videos and pictures as you want. Please don't smoke. So I like to start here at the very beginning. My tours are pretty quick comparatively to the rest. I'm the transplant of the group. Everybody else is like generationally tethered. So they're all like cousins of the owner and whatnot. And that leads me to a disclaimer. Wally Dant, the founder of Log Still Distillery, is not affiliated, has no ownership rights to J.W. Dant Distilled Spirits. Okay, so we're gonna start there for legal purposes. But Wally's family essentially all descended upon that cornfield over there back in 1739. They were fleeing religious persecution in Maryland. So it's like this bunch of Catholic families came down and stayed with a guy named Captain Samuel Pottinger, whose 9th generation grandson still lives there today. And he is also our corn purveyor for our distillation, and which is really awesome. And they settled in 1739. He built a fort, and then they just all kind of spread out and created essentially this footprint, which is now we're on 350 acres, which is what Wally acquired in 2019 to kind of create this legacy for himself. His family has been a part of distillation. Pre-Prohibition, there was 11 distilleries on this footprint within a 6-mile radius. 3 were exactly here. And then after Prohibition, only 2 survived and essentially trickled out by the 70s, emptied out all the rick houses. And then it was a couple of other companies. But then Wally purchased it. He broke dirt in 2019. The only thing here was this.
Wow.
So in this was a water tower that was built in 1933.
The same one, like the same
Yes,
steel?
yes. Now they have since sandblasted it because it was covered in lead to salvage it, and obviously repainted it, and then they put potable water in it that we use for emergencies. Wally chose this land because he's historically tethered to it, but more importantly, his grandparents, there's a house right here, that was his grandparents' house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so it has since been renovated. It is now operates as one of our 6 bed and breakfasts on the property. And but whenever Wally was growing up, he used to travel a lot. He was kind of like military brat-esque, where he didn't have like a home. They moved, and so but his grandparents always lived there, and they lived on Monk's Road. Okay, and so that's the tethering point for Wally. His flagship brand that you'll taste inside is Monk's Road. He would come home to Monk's Road to his grandparents every summer. And so we're gonna walk back here now. And you guys can kind of get a look of what I deem the crown jewel, which is the amphitheater, which for Central Kentucky is a blessing. You don't have much out here. There are cows and there is corn, and there's more cows and there's more corn. But
That's a cornfield behind the amphitheater there too, right?
yes, so when I talked about Quentin Pottinger, the 9th generation Pottinger, that's the corn that we lease. We lease the land to him, and then he farms the corn for us, and then we use it as in our mash bills.
It's like literally from right there.
Like right there. And then over that way we do rye, which he also does. And so I want to say 90% of our grains come from locality, like it's in the local region. We try to work as like Kentucky as possible for our own economy. And but the amphitheater is called the Amp. It is a 2,500 capacity venue, which there's not, I don't know where else you could go for like 100 miles. You'd have to go to a bigger city for something like this. But Wally, he built the tasting room in 2020. So after they cleaned up the water tower, there was a couple of like derelict buildings on property, and they tried to use them structurally as much as possible. But the tasting room was built in 2020. We have, like I mentioned before, the bed and breakfast on site. There's 6 of them. And if you guys can if you can look through the water tower lines right there, there's an old house. So that's one of the bed and breakfasts. That's called the Homestead. And if you've been to Limestone, did you guys go there yet? They have a good gen. So on their tour, that if you do go there, they have a black and white picture, and it's got the Bowling sisters, and that's a part of their history. But that house that's in that picture is that house right there, and it's from the 1840s. And so, and if you look back over here, you guys will also see some ruins. We'll get a little closer here in a minute. It talks about like the history to this place. Like it's still existent, and like Wally tried to use as much of it as he possibly could when he took over this land. And so we'll go over this way. So you guys can see this building right here. This is called 47 and Gather, which is like a VIP extension building of the tasting room. It is still in construction. I want to say it's about a year out, but it will act as like secondary seating when we do shows, when we have larger events for like 50 plus, when we do big tours for corporations. It will all happen over here. And so we started in 2019. You get the tasting room in about 2020. You've got the water tower. Then the amphitheater comes on premise. We have 47 and Gather, which started this past year. And the distillery, which we'll get to in a minute, happened in 2023. Now, I'm jumping all over the place because there's a lot on this property. And it's hard to kind of consolidate it. And I'm a fast person, not a slow person. So I think one of the most intentional things that I learned from the experience of being on Log Still's land is that Wally built with a lot of intention in mind. You get all the rolling hills, you get all the cornfields, you get to see acres for miles. Usually out there in the middle of that cornfield, up there at the top where there's that like hoop house looking thing, there's usually a bunch of cows. You know, it's really beautiful. He didn't take away from anything, he really added to it. And that's what you get to see the amphitheater from a side profile, like the grass, the seating. I don't know, it's my favorite part, the architectural elements to this. It doesn't feel like industrialized in any way. It doesn't feel, it's not cheap. Like he really like put time, energy, thought, meticulous detail into the arrangement of this place. This is also like a really good viewpoint for the water tower. You get to see the logo.
Beautiful clean skies today, too.
And I love it. It's state of the art out here. And like to have so much energy, money, resources, such a boost in economy. Like I think that might get overlooked sometimes because you've got like all the grandeur of like the bourbon country and the history. But like for Kentucky, we could really use that. So out here, if y'all will look into the tree line, you'll see this state-of-the-art building. It's called the Legacy Building. That is a 20,000 square foot wedding venue and event space. We have a commercial kitchen, a private chef. You can see a little white to the left in the tree line. There's a mansion out there that's from the 1800s as well. Derelict, just bricks. It was like super dirty, old ruins, just like these guys over here. But the mansion they have since renovated, and it is an extension to the Legacy Building for like the bridal parties to stay over.
So what's this building here that like burned down? Or?
So when you guys go back inside to the tasting room, when you do your flight, you'll see there's like an aerial map of these buildings when they were still intact. So these were the previous distilleries, ruins. Now they're since obviously they burned down, and nobody knows the real story to that. I don't know any of the actual reasoning, but you can see like these are the old fermentation tanks. We use them as our herb garden for the bar. Now they are since dwindling, so I would not record those. But we have question marks onto what to the future, if there's any sort of like build out or salvaging, or if we're just going to leave them as is. It's a really good prop for our tours. So you can see what used to be and the scale of that to what Wally's generated. I think is really impressive. Like the prospective future for out here. Now this is a boiler house and this is a dry house. So this is where you would make your bourbon, and you've got the railway behind it, and the dry house is where your dry grains would go, and they would be unloaded off the railway. Now that had since been like shut down. The railway wasn't operational for a really long time, but Wally was like, it'd be a great way to get people out here and to see what we're doing. And so he put money in it, did some dealings, and now the railway carts are operational. They do drive trains down here. People can essentially come down and then it turns right back around, or I guess it just goes backwards. Were y'all here when it was here yesterday?
No.
No.
I haven't seen any trains at all. We're very used to trains. In the UK, you get trains every 2 minutes.
Yeah?
There's trains going past all the time, and we
Oh.
haven't seen one at all. So I was curious.
I
'cause it
didn't even
looks like
realize there was a
station,
train.
isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it is. And
Yeah,
they do
it's-
drop-offs for like shows.
So
So, and
cool.
it's from New Haven. New Haven's like 6 minutes down the road. It's got like a gas station and a Dollar General. And so they do have the Railway Museum, which just used to be like carts and cabooses, but now they have a train that comes down here. And they had like, it looked like over 20 people on it yesterday. I was like, are they getting off? Like, I don't know what's about to happen. But no, that's what Wally is like. He came back home, built this legacy, and has really put his hands in like regenerating what used to be a really thriving environment. And so we're gonna walk towards the distillery now. And I'd mentioned we started building it in 2023. And so the reason why that's all important is because we won't actually produce our first barrel on this property with our distillery in our barrel until next year of 2026. And so what you're drinking now has been contracted, sourced, is proprietary in some way, shape, or form. So this is a money shot right here. This is a 38-foot column still. It's 9 columns. It's very beautiful, very large and in charge. And I like to point out the building structure because there used to be an old bottling line in this footprint. And the bottling line was like a Kwanzaa hut, which is like a rounded building, and kind of like a hoop house, and it was really large. And they wanted to use it for the distillery, but it didn't have any structural integrity. So they dismantled it. And when we go back inside, you guys remember to look up, because in the tasting room, there's metal sheeting, and that's from the old Kwanzaa hut building that used to be in this footprint. And so we'll go this way. Please watch your step, because I don't even know what any of that stuff is. Some sort of piping.
It's really nice to maintain shape. So like you said with the barn,
Yes.
inside, I can recognize that shape pretty much everywhere. There's
Mhm.
always this rounded angle.
The details. And I am a painter, I'm an artist. And so for me, this environment, I really enjoy it. I think that it's beautiful. And you don't get access to environments like this very often in Kentucky unless you go to a big city. And so for Wally to bring it here, I think is a pretty cool feat, honestly. I mean, and obviously, a lot of money, a lot of hands had to be a part of putting this together. And so if you guys watch the big rocks, out here you'll see our 12-acre lake. And this lake is a part of our distillation process. Now, it is fed by 6 springs. And if you can tell, you can see it now. There's the mansion out there I mentioned before. You get a better view of it right here. Yeah. I think it's 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. It's gorgeous. Velvet couch on the inside. I love it.
We were wondering where the wedding venue was. And
Yeah. Now, all the way out there. And that's what I wish that they would give us keys to the van, because I would just take people out there. So I'll drive you places and show you, but they won't give me the keys. So, but have you guys heard of the fungus that's produced by the brick houses? Yeah. Okay. So a lot of people ask why everything's black, and that's why, because this van, I don't know why it's parked here, but it's really good to show people. all the black fungus that is produced by the rick houses. And so if you go to Maker's Mark, I'm sure you guys have been. Are you going tomorrow? Yay! Oh, I love it. So everything out in Loretta where Maker's Mark is just covered in that. All the houses, because they're in such close proximity to the rick houses, all have that black stuff. So it looks really dirty out there. And no, it's just this fungus, this mold that's growing. They're so mad. They're so mad. Yeah. Oh, and that's what you have to pressure wash it off, and it comes off, but it's something that you have to maintain, and they wouldn't have to maintain it if it wasn't for the rick houses. Now there are laws now that prohibit so many in a concentrated space. You have to spread them out. So hence, that kind of segues me to ours. We have 3 that were built, I want to say in the same time that this was being built in 2023. And there's only going to be 4 on this footprint. Wally has no desire to add any more out here. He doesn't want to take away from the grandeur of the environment. And as of right now, from what I understand, our rick houses are full. And so we are not actually in production. There's no desire to be in a mass production. They wanted to fill the rick houses and then do collaborative contracted work. So when we go inside, I hope you don't get disappointed. There's no actual fermentation happening. Okay? So, and it's a little bit louder in here, but not much. But we'll be pretty quick to walk through. And if you guys want, oh no. Thanks, man. No, so much drama.
Yeah.
Thank you. So they're still doing, so Remington, right? You guys seen that bottle? And we just released it on Thursday. So they're bottling it currently. And so we have, barrels. I was like, what is fuzzy? We have barrels in the back and our bottling line in the back, but you have to have an authorization pass for that, and I don't have it. So this, you just kind of get to see the grandeur of this state-of-the-art environment. I don't know if they intended it to look like a barrel, but like to me, like all of this, it's so gorgeous.
I said yesterday to Andrea, like in the
Tasting room?
the tasting room, I'm like, this all looks like it's making a barrel.
Right?
And then I read that it was about the roundhouse. I'm like, to me, it looks like a barrel.
It's so beautiful. And so we have 10 fermentation tanks. 2 of them are 4,000. The 8 are 8,000 gallons. And so we have the eligibility to produce a lot of barrels per year. And so I want to say it's close to 30,000 a year. And that's what, if all of our rick houses are almost full and it's 10,000 barrels per rick house, that all might be a lie. But we tried to tally it up to see how many we were producing. Now, you guys will walk this way.
You guys went to Yellowstone out here recently, did you?
No.
Who did you contract for? There was someone, I thought it was Yellowstone, so I'm not saying to
I wonder.
While they were sorting the stuff out.
I don't know. I know. So Limestone Branch Distillery does Yellowstone.
Yeah.
So they're not far from us. And they're like related in a way.
Before they like got started over there.
I don't know anything about it, but that might just be a lapse in like my education.
There might be like a confusion by what we knew. So
Yeah. And this, I believe these are Remingtons. So these are all the barrels that they're currently bottling now.
Remington single barrels? Or is it batch?
They're blended.
Blended.
So it's a Kentucky and a Tennessee blend. And so it says it's a proprietary blend. And so that's all that I know about it. I don't know who the source is in Tennessee. Now, yes.
Proprietary barrels.
Yes. Now, obviously, you have this Vendome still in all of its glory, but we don't want to skip over the gin. You're welcome to skip over the gin. She's not as lustrous. The production for gin is obviously a lot less. It's a 1,500 gallon tank. You can make gin in a day. That's why we do it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we've seen everywhere we went. It's a small production.
Yeah. Super affordable, super easy to accomplish. Yes. And so if you guys want, I can take a photograph of you together. Yeah. I like to notate the column stills, like you can see this texture going down it. So log still, our name, comes from a way that they used to still on the log, which they used to use because they didn't have access to copper in Kentucky like they did in Pennsylvania. They would take logs out in the forest and they would hollow them out and run piping through them and use, yeah. Isn't that crazy? So I'm like, why would you do that? But I guess it makes sense.
How did they get that texture onto the...
So it's, I don't know how they do it specifically. I just know that it's supposed to resemble a tulip poplar tree. And if you guys know what a tulip poplar is, they're very large, softwood trees. They have beautiful blossoms on them that look like tulips. I have a bunch in my yard. I love them. And so, yeah, it's made to look like a tulip tree, a tulip poplar, which I think that detail, right?
So tall.
Yes.
It's the biggest we've seen. This must be the... I don't remember.
It's a good one space, normally they could break them between floors.
Oh, I see. They go on the ground. Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
What's the sound? Is it running? It's not running. Or is this ventilation?
Ventilation, and there's fans. I thought that there was air conditioning in here because it stays so cool in here. And if you've been inside of a distillery, then you know they are hot.
Yeah.
They are very hot environments. And this has always been very cool. And so I'm not 100% sure. I imagine it has something to do with the piping, but this has not been in operation for over 30 days. Do you guys have any questions?
So you guys are doing contract distilling then?
Yes, right now.
When you're not planning? I guess you're not able to say who your contract distilling for? Like are they like small tiny places or are you doing overflow for big distilleries?
From what I understand, it's all of the above. So what I've learned about Wally in this process is he likes to do collabs. So you'll see we do a lot of collaborative bottles. There's a lot of blending. And like when we go in there, the Remington thing, I don't know how that occurred, but it's over a couple of years of a friendship. And I think that it made more sense right now to do that than to put more out into the market.
Yeah.
So.
Beautiful story. I love copper.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys can appreciate it. Not everybody knows their trees, you know? You're very welcome.
But I do like what you said earlier that he's not really focused on mass production.
No.
You just focus on those.
Yes.
Make a good product.
Mm-hmm.
Just pushing them out very fast, very quick, just to make a profit.
Yeah, and like
I really like that.
you guys mentioned while you were at the Bourbon Festival, the community.
Yeah.
Like I think it really harps back to that. Wally's traveled all over the world. He's done multi-million, billion-dollar businesses. You know, I think that he's 60 and this is where he is now. This is where, yeah. Yeah, and then like his family works here. Like Amy Dant, you guys met her, and then this is Terry Dant. These are his cousins. Like he came back here and like he might have left and didn't have like a place to call home, but they did, you know? And so when he came back here, he came back to family. And so I don't know how like, in terms of a tour script, that's not a script. Like that's the reality of that relationship and him being here of what I know. Because even though I've only been a tour guide for the last like 2.5 months, my partner is the mini still operator. He was the first employee on the site 5 years ago. And so I've been tethered to this family for a long time. And yeah, to see it grow is insane. The amount. I mean,
They'll do it right out of the amp anyway, even like
Yes.
like that's not running like it's a
Yes.
music venue, it's a bed and breakfast, it's a still.
well, you've got a 6-month season, and then you have 6 months to do whatever. Wally's not strapped to this. He doesn't have to be here for it to function and to work. He gets to go shake the hands, rub the elbows, you know. So, you guys, if you're ready, we're gonna go get that flight.
I mean, I had a clock like 10:05, so.
All right. Excuse me. I'm going to start where you have already ventured to because of your nutty buck. This is our dry gin. Oh yeah, the photo. So I mentioned that earlier. If you guys want to take a look, the water tower.
Yeah.
And then if you kind of look, you can see where the old boiler house and dry house were. And like what this used to look like. Like I think that's really incredible. Like it's like hustling and bustling. There was rick houses like right out there. Yeah. And since no longer, like what can collapse and develop over the course of, 100 years is insane. And so, no way.
There's a homestead up
I
here.
think this is the homestead, and then we stayed in the poplar, which is there.
Because where
That's the road
these
you
brick
come
houses
down.
are is basically the car park now.
Yeah, this is the car park here.
That's
I mean, that would make sense. Yeah, because this is the road that's behind the amphitheater, which is called like D-Head or something.
Your amphitheater is here now.
So no one's ever pointed out, like we always just talk about the ruins in the background because it's really easy
I
to
think
like,
that's Grandma's house.
no, that is Grandma's house. Wow. They were that close to that kind of production. That's intense. You ready to drink? 'Cause
Yes.
You haven't had one. No, go for it. Just so you're experienced. So do you want to find the botanicals? Do you want to pick it out? Can you?
I don't think I can. This is supposed to be my field of expertise.
well, there's something.
I would say it's more floral than herby.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more
It's very floral.
floral than herby, so not so much.
There's something
rosemary,
there that I can't
thyme,
think of the name of it.
I don't think you would ever guess these botanicals
I wouldn't even attempt them.
because this is a different. It's a different gen than most. I'm gonna. I'll wait.
There's a citrusy note there, so I want to say that it's like
Tell us.
some form of like orange flower or like
It does say distilled from grain, so there's definitely some.
no, but there's like a citrus something in there. I
Yes.
don't know what it is.
So you ready?
Four citruses that you can pick out. Grape, lemon, lime, and orange.
Ding, 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 ding. So lemon. So like a double lemon botanical in there. Wally really likes lemon notes in his gin. So then it was watermelon rind. Yes. Oh yeah. So that's what no one ever guesses at. There's a crispness that happens, and it's like an unfamiliar flavor. Nobody eats that part of it. You know what it is when you think about it, but nobody would suspect that as one of the botanicals. And then coriander, which unless you're like chefing, and like you're using it a lot, you probably wouldn't be able to distinguish it. And so it is. It's got depth, it's got crisp, and there's flavor, but it is very palatable. It's not trash. It's not a trash product. It's crafted. And so you can easily put this into anything, and it drinks well. And so, no, right? And I guess it's a very Kentuckian thing too. We grow a lot of watermelon.
And the thing is, like after you put the name to it, You can smell it.
You can get, yeah, like you can pull it out of there. Like you're like, oh, okay, that's what that is, you know. And so that's what, when people come on the Bourbon Trail, sometimes they're very let down by the fact that we want them to try our gin products. But I think that like it's an affordable, and it's like cash cow for us. Like we need to sell it in order to be able to make a 4-year product.
Yeah.
And so now this one, this is totally different. You guys haven't had it, have you? No.
Yesterday.
This is the barrel infused gin, yeah.
Did you have it?
I had the old-fashioned.
Apple.
No, you had Remington.
Yes.
That was so, yeah. This is a very, I feel like a unique product. This is, you're gonna lean into baking spices with this one. The spectrum is totally different. Hello. Then it's been aged in a barrel for 6 months, so it leans into bourbon. Yes. And that's what, like, I find this product to be very interesting. I feel like a lot of people like it and they wouldn't expect to.
That's a nice spicy finish.
Right? So that would be, do you want me to tell you, you want to guess? I love the guessing.
So far, we've been very bad at it. So might as well just put us out of it.
I want to say that there's a really
Sharing casks.
no like cinnamon. There's like a really soft like cinnamon stick in there.
That's you. Ding ding. You hit. Yeah, you hit it. Yeah, there's cinnamon.
Obviously, you get like getting the open the wood finish, which is again like that's drawing some of the sweetness of the cinnamon to take.
Yes.
So the cinnamon softens.
No.
I can drink this one straight. That one's been more difficult. Most gins are more difficult for me to drink straight. Put a bit of water in there. Like.
There's something right in the front that's like almost apple-y.
Yes.
Is it apple?
Yes, it is apple.
Oh, there you
And
go.
that's what. Yeah, you're doing great. Well, that's what they're like baking spices and like we have allspice cloves. That's one. And so, and then you would have cinnamon in it. And so and then that barrel really comes out. And then like the color too. And a lot of women find it very palatable. Usually, I think more women walk out with this bottle than anybody else.
And this woman will go Is this I didn't buy any souvenirs while I was here. Oh, I bought this shirt.
Well, it's a good shirt. I've been admiring it.
Competition.
Yeah, great. Everybody needs to thrive.
Everywhere we went, we just got a bottle of something. So I'm like, there's no space.
You like this one that much? See? That's good. That's a high compliment, I think, for us.
I've tried a barrel finished gin before and I didn't like it.
Mm.
And I think I can drink this one even straight like this because it's really nice. But I can imagine looking into a tiny little ginger beer.
The problem is she buys so many gins, she doesn't drink them.
I do buy them and then I don't drink them fast enough, so they sit for a while. But I'm okay with that.
She has like 40.
No, I don't have 40. I've got
I was going to
20.
say, you're a collector, right? Like,
I've got 20, but 18 still.
you might need them one day.
When I have my cabinet in the woods and everything.
Prohibition.
Yes.
Sit on my porch and sipping my Monk's Road barrel of gin, finished gin.
That sounds great. The life that you're trying to create sounds good.
I really like this. I really like this. Do you?
Good.
I was going to say, I think you'll like the next
I
one.
don't think I ever really fully finish anything when I'm tasting because I know if I know I have to drive,
Thank you.
I'm always the same.
It's appreciated.
I drink as much to taste, and once I'm happy with the taast, then I don't drink anymore.
Right.
Because if I get to something and I'm really trying to work out the taste, I'll go deeper and like particularly if you get into higher proofs, like it can be really tough to judge like what an exact pour is, and sometimes on tours and stuff like people pour like you get heavy hands and stuff like
Yes,
that. So it's not
happens.
easy to pick limits. So
No, respect.
yeah, I try to avoid
What
it.
is like number 47? Is that your distillery number?
It is, yes. And so if you guys have you heard about the distillery numbers?
Yeah.
Like a lot of the cases, ours is very prominent because it is a low number. It's very rare.
We've seen 20,000 something.
Well, and that's what they say. Like if you were to open a distillery today, you would be like number 25,000. And whereas you can only have a number like that They're essentially like they say it's like retiring a jersey. You can only have the number if you're related to the person who originated it, or you are on the same footprint in which it was made. And so we are both. So it's this property, and Wally's related to the originator of that number, so he was able to get it legally.
We thought at the moment if the business was to shut and the company was to be dissolved, then the number would be lost.
Yes. Yeah, so it can happen like that. And so that's why you're at 25,000 instead of like, 300.
But then that's how they bring them back, because they say, well, we bought the site back.
Yes.
So they're reproducing on the side.
But they can't reallocate the number to anyone else unless you meet those criteria.
Yes,
So
exactly.
what happens if someone tries to do a site and somebody tries to claim I guess whoever gets it first?
I would say so, yeah. And like the process isn't easy. Like even though he had those two, he still had to fight for it. He still had to pay for it. He still had to go through a whole bunch of stuff. So that's why it is very much displayed.
Why is it lucky?
What is it?
See, because the company's lucky.
Oh, well, we don't have them out. So we have a brand. This one's from Tennessee, a Tennessee whiskey. Wally lived in Tennessee for like 20 years. He lived in Nashville, Brentwood. And so one of the many things that he did outside of owning multiple healthcare companies was he also did this. He made this whiskey. And there's a game that they say was played, and it was called Rattle and Snap. And it was a game of luck. And Wally infamously took Tennessee whiskey and brought it to Kentucky and put it on the Bourbon Trail. And so he is said to be making his own luck by doing something like that. Some people would not agree that Tennessee whiskey should be in Kentucky. Or there's a law in Tennessee. Have you guys heard of it? The Jack Daniels law? They're the only ones that make Tennessee whiskey by law. No one else can claim Tennessee whiskey unless you're a Kentucky purveyor. And so because it's in Kentucky, we can say it's Tennessee whiskey.
So odd.
And that's Wally. He's really smart.
That's so cool.
And then like there's some folklore stories about like presidents like shaking some beans and then like losing a mansion. And like I don't know what any of that's true, but President Jackson and President Polk, before they were presidents, were playing a game and like used to do it with beans because it was illegal to do it with dice, or you had to be taxed on it, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, but folklore, so where are we? Oh, hello. Yes, so this is the one everybody loves. This is what you come for. You were on the Bourbon Trail. This is our 4-year small batch.
Sweet on the nose.
Yes, 94 proof. I'll let you guys work through it and see what you find.
That's kind of my sweet spot. 90 to 100.
Yeah.
Anything higher than that is just hugging too tightly. I'm not allowed to call it the burn apparently.
What do you have to call it?
Well, we call it the burn. It just burns when it's very high proof.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
Well, everyone that we went to say, no, Kentucky hard. And I'm like, okay, but it hugs too tightly.
Oh, it's smoky.
Do you like it? It's too soon to tell.
Oh, that's good.
Processing.
It is very sweet drinking.
Yes.
I don't feel any burn at all. And it's very sweet in the nose, which I like. Because you first keep with your nose before you even drink it. So if it doesn't smell good,
That's like a coffee chocolate note to it.
So, do you want me to tell you?
Yep.
Caramel. So, and there's like vanilla, creamy mouthfeel. I think that's the thing that is most present for people in this particular bourbon. It coats in a way that's very, I'm gonna say delicious. I don't know what the other word is for it. It feels good. It feels warm. It's an easy product. We call it Smooth Sipper because it's the one that people just get neat.
I'm totally drinking this.
It's like campfire magic, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We drink most of our bourbons straight.
I could see that selling as a cigar blend.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has that smoky, earthy chocolate coffiness that like a lot of like when they do cigar blend, it's like what they look for to pull out like those taste notes. They just call them cigar blends because it's kind of a way of like naming the profile.
Smokiness. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we're actually going to be like soaking some cigars in this soon. That we're working with purveyors right now. Like they're talking about like dimensions of cigars. I didn't know that that was a thing. I don't smoke cigars anymore. I used to, not since kids. So, but yeah, this is the one that's going to be soaked or the tobacco soaked. I'm not sure the skin, the peel. I don't know how that works, but they just came in here recently.
You would like that.
They,
I like this. What does the Pax TB is on your label?
What is it?
You see up here?
Oh, what is that? So up here, so it's Latin. What is that? I wonder if I was gonna say. She just told me this. Yeah.
life water, fire water.
No, it's like
Yeah, it's not water.
it's something really precious, actually. Yeah, because I asked about it because we have new labels. So, but there's like an R in there.
Yes.
And so if you turn the bottle a certain way, there's like a light reflection that happens where it's just the R that's prominent. And I was like, why is it like this? So it's Monk's Road, right? And then I think, does this one have the same thing?
No.
No?
Only the bourbon has it.
Maybe there's something on this one too. That's what I was saying. There's like secret language sometimes incorporated into these labels for Wally. And his family's very Catholic. We mentioned earlier about the fleeing Catholic persecution. And so there's an Abbey of Gethsemane. Did you guys go?
We haven't yet, but it's just up. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what all the monks, and so that's Monks Road, the Abbey of Gethsemane. 400 monks have been established here since the 1800s as well. And so it's a very religious area.
It's nice. I love the label with the fields and the water tile. See that? It's so cool.
Very cool. And so if you guys like this one, so this one I mentioned is, so this is weeded. So then it's a 51% corn. So that's what makes it sweet, right? And then Kentucky corn is generally really sweet. Kentuckians like their sweet. We put sugar in the gravy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you guys even eat gravy. I don't know, but we do. I was a part of a wedding with the girl from Essex, and her whole wedding party came over from the UK, and tea, biscuits, gravy. They were like disgusted by it all. They were like, no. They did not like it. Well, they had the expectation because it was their first trip to America. They didn't know that the differences were so drastic. But this one is your rye. So this is when we talk about what do you call it? Kentucky heat, the burn, the Kentucky hug. Yeah, the spice. This one's a little spicy.
I'm usually not a fan of rye. Other than too herby, sometimes too.
Depends on the rye. Rye has a lot more variation.
But some of them we love.
Yes. And so this one would be a sweeter rye. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I didn't know what they had set up there. I didn't know if it was just going to be a Remington. I would imagine they would have a full display because we do have a variety of products. But yeah, I have some single barrels if you're interested in like a higher proof. If you're a purist, yeah. And then this one is the one this is a blend. So this one has 3 different barrels inside of it. It's blessed. It's exclusive to this room. And the 50% of proceeds go to the Louisville's Archdiocese charitable programs. So this has some good story behind it, which is really cool. The 47 is also a blend, a triple blend. From what I understand, they're similar in makeup. This one is more on a higher rye side. And you guys are familiar with the inauguration story. Did you hear it? So 47th president, before they chose the inauguration party, they need swag bags. So they look for things that are like 47 connected. We have DSP 47. And so we were actually the only bourbon, the only distillery featured. And if you look up 2 tiers above us, there is some presidential sealed labels. And so those are not for sale. And it's because they have the presidential seal on them. And so it is illegal for us to sell them. And so they did. They gave them to employees. And yes, you can steal them. This is a crime.
That's why you're so
We had a guy in here yesterday that was playing around. He was like, and I was like, the security guard is literally standing right there, and he's like 6'4" and 300 pounds. You do not want to do that. Yeah. And, but they have the presidential seal. And so what we had to do was pivot because success, people were all like log still typing in. So in order to distribute it, we changed the label. We went with America's 47 because bourbon is America's native spirit and has the story on the back. And yeah, this Americana 100%. You guys aren't in the States, so it is being distributed nationally now, which is really great for a product that just released this year. So, and then if you guys were interested in trying any of the Tennessee whiskeys, I'm happy to give you a nibble.
So we're just getting out of Monks Road. This is just a box, but there's a Remington poster in there that just came with the bottle, which was kind of cool. Got a signed Remington bottle. I tried it at the festival yesterday and it was quite good, so picked that up. Andreas picked up one of their barrel-aged gins. She was a bit of a fan of that, so give that a go. Bring that home with us. The site here, the history, the tour is great. It's really interesting that they are not so much like rushing to produce, which is interesting comparative to a lot of other distilleries that they're just doing what they need to do for them, and everything else is kind of, the rickhouses are full, they're happy. It seems like this is a passion. It feels like that it's a little bit of a passion project for Wally, that he's not doing it because he needs it. He's doing it because he wants it. And I think that could result in some really good whiskey. At the moment, that's been sourced, so they've got their own stuff coming out in the next year or so. It will start to kind of come out of like the juice that they've been making here. So that will be really interesting. Great location, great story. So yeah, it's only about 20 minutes out of Bardstown town. So all in all, worth checking out. The cabins, the accommodations we actually found was a really great place to stay. Being honest, the customer service was a little lax on those, but the cabins themselves were really fantastic. It's just some of the people that are running it, we didn't have the best experience with on a couple of different occasions. Just going to be honest about that. But putting that aside, the rooms were lovely, the location's lovely, the distillery staff and team are fantastic. So we can't fault that at all. Anyway, we're going to head into the Bourbon Festival, and we'll see you guys there.